Hello, hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my Atakline for this Wednesday, February the 11th, 2015. Alright, since I haven't made the Attack Line in a couple of days, got a lot of gigs to review. DJ Zack Attack gigs. This past weekend, Friday and Saturday, the 6th and 7th, 3 gigs in 2 days. Had lunches at Romeo High School for Charity Week. They had a couple snow days, so Charity got extended, but still got DJ at the end of the week on final decent lunches. And then I DJed a basketball game for the boys. Actually, didn't DJ a game for the boys Friday. Yesterday I did. But Friday, instead of DJing a basketball game, I thought there would be. Because usually they do have a Charity Week game that week, but they did it. They had it the week before, like. So instead of DJing a basketball game last Friday, DJ had a Daddy Daughter Dance at my middle. Biggest Daddy Daughter Dance I've ever DJed for. About 280 people showed up. 130 girls and the dads. So it was excellent. It was an awesome show. I love doing these Daddy Daughter Dances. I'm doing another one. I just booked another one yesterday in a couple weeks. So I love doing those dances. These family dances, I'm doing a lot more of them. They're awesome to do. It's rewarding too. So that was Friday. Saturday, finally after 10 years, I'm celebrating a decade of Attack this year. 10 years of disc jockeying. Finally got to DJ a dance at my high school, Romeo High School. I haven't got a DJ dance before. I DJ lunches for them, basketball games. Never danced for them until this past Saturday. It was amazing. It was an epic night. It was a full circle moment for me to finally DJ a dance. There was excellent. And I love old songs like Apache worked, so did Tricky and Fight Right at the Party. But new songs were too, like Uptown Funk did. Blank's Place cleared the floor. So I didn't play Shake It Up because I didn't want the floor to be clear for that too. A lot of gangster songs, so fun night Saturday. Then I had 2 more basketball games this past couple days. Monday I did a girls game against I forget what it is. Crap. Oh, Utica Ford. And it was a tight game, a close game. They were down by 10. But it came back to win the game. It was an excellent game on Monday. Yesterday's boys game against Lance Cruz North. Man, I've been playing the last 3 boys games I played, they've lost. They lost to Dakota, lost to Ike. Now they lost again against Lance Cruz North. But it was a decent game, though, despite the loss. I have 2 more games for the boys and girls. Doing a boys game on the 17th. My last boys game. I was going to do the last game on the 27th, but I have a new gig. The Daddy Daughter Dance I just talked about. The new one I just booked. And then my last girls game is on the 24th of this month. 17 boys against Chip Valley. I think the girls against Port Huron. I need to double check that. Now, on with the number 1. Since once again I have been attacking in a couple days. Number 1 movie, as I expected, SpongeBob SquarePants 2. Sponge Out of Water debuted at number 1 this week, ending the 3-week reign of American Sniper with $56 million sold in its first week. Thanks to 3D sales too. Seventh Son bombed. Well, Jupiter Ascending did okay, and it's landing at number 3. But SpongeBob will be kicked off by 50 Shades of Grey this upcoming week. I expect a big opening for that movie. Now on to the other number 1s. Billboard number 1s. Despite not performing at the Grammys, only appearing to present and dancing in the aisles, Taylor Swift remains number 1 for the 11th non-consecutive week with 1989. And it may keep momentum rising as her new video Style will premiere this Friday. Friday the 13th. Get the irony. So, because Taylor likes the number 13. And for the looks of it, it would be a very interesting video. It would be an interesting video to top. Blank Space was an epic video. Probably one of my best videos because it was such emotionally dramatic. So I can't wait to see what Blank Space's follow-up Style will be like. Taylor's still number 1 album on the Billboard Top 200. Hot 100 wise. 6th week in a row. Uptown Funk remains at number 1. Despite big jump from Ellie Goulding and Kanye West with Rihanna and Paul McCartney with 4 or 5 seconds rising despite Kanye's rant against Beck. I'll get to the aftermath of that in a few moments. But now on to probably the biggest entertainment news within the last 24 hours. As Jon Stewart has announced, after 17 years, he will be leaving The Daily Show at the end of at some time in the year. They have no specific end date for him yet. And this is like a big turning point. Because Comedy Central already said goodbye to Stephen Colbert, who goes to late night in September. And Larry Rimbaugh is taking his spot, and he's doing a decent job of it. But now Jon Stewart's leaving. Big dramatic overhaul in the late night schedule of Comedy Central, losing both their 2 top guys within 5 months of each other. Jon Stewart publicly announced it on his show, while Comedy Central released a statement saying that for the better part of the last 2 decades, we have had the incredible honor and privilege of working with Jon Stewart. His comedic brilliance is second to none. Jon has been at the heart of Comedy Central, championing and nurturing the best talent in the industry in front of and behind the camera. Through his unique voice and vision, The Daily Show has become a cultural touchstone for millions of fans and a parallel platform for political comedy that will endure for years to come. Jon will remain at the helm of The Daily Show until later this year. Like I said, no specific date. No specific end date yet. He is a comedic genius, generous with his time and talent, and will always be a part of the Comedy Central family. Not only do we not know an end date, we do not know his replacement yet. Probably find that out in the next couple of weeks and months to come. And Jon Stewart says he has no specific plans of what he'll do after the show. Maybe make more movies. He made a movie a couple of years ago that came out recently, so see how that goes. So congrats to you, Jon Stewart. And thank you for all the great memories. My dad was a big fan of that show. He still occasionally watches it, but he's not too much into political things anymore. He stays out of it. It's more into spiritual things now. So good luck to you, Jon Stewart. And thanks for all the great memories. And thanks for the good times for The Daily Show. We shall see when he ends his stint later this year. Now on to, of course, a band who was on the Grammys this past Sunday performing for the first time in public since their album came out, Rock or Bust. Of course, performing at AC/DC. Of course, performing Without Fail 1 with Chris Slade, former drummer of theirs back in 1990, Where's the Edge album, and tour, drumming for him again in their performance. Now, we've known that they were going on a European tour, Rock or Bust. And I was like many others, when's the American date going to be announced? And I had a suspicion that it would be announced right around the Grammy time. During, before, or after the Grammys. Well, it's after the Grammys. As finally, AC/DC's announced their Rock or Bust tour dates for America. I didn't expect this, though. All stadiums. That's right. 13 stadiums in all. 7 in Europe. Not Europe. Canada. 7 in Canada. The tour will kick off August 22nd at Gillette Stadium, the home of the Super Bowl champs, New England Patriots, and it will be here in Detroit at Ford Field. First time ever they're playing stadiums in America. They've done stadium shows in Europe and all that, but never here in America. Ford Field, September the 9th. The 8th. September 8th, they'll be in Detroit for Ford Field. They're doing mostly seven Canadian shows. 7 Canadian shows on the tour, including they're playing Quebec, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto. They're not playing Skyline, they're playing Downsview Park. And other big stadiums, including AT&T Park in San Francisco, Wrigley Field in Chicago, Olympic Stadium, like I said, Quebec, MetLife Stadium in New York, ending up on September 28th at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. So only 13 dates on this tour thus far. They may add more dates eventually because they're doing like a bunch of dates, like 25, 30 shows in Europe because the tour kicks off in May, ends around July. Of course, until today, the only American dates they were doing was Coachella. So there we go. AC/DC announces their stadium tour dates for the Rock or Bust US tour. Now, speaking of the Grammys, on with a little bit of Grammy news, as of course the Grammy aftermath is still reeling. 25 million viewers watched it, but the aftermath, everyone's still talking about the Kanye West incident. When Kanye West popped up on stage for a second to maybe interrupt Beck, but he never did interrupt Beck during his speech. Instead, Beck ended up being dissed by Kanye after the show. Like, Kanye's like, they disrespect autistic stuff. Like, Beck's not a real artist. Well, a lot of people have stood up for Beck, including Shirley Manson, calling Kanye a trot. Paul Stanley saying that Kanye should be kicked in the nuts for doing that by Beck. And Beck took it all in stride, though. Beck's like, I love Kanye. I have nothing against him. Even I thought Beyonce should have won. But in my mind, I said in my review of the Grammys, but still, let's channel. I have nothing against Beck. Nothing against Beck. It's not his fault he lost. You know, don't take it out on Beck, people. It's not Beck's fault. It's the Grammy committee. You know, some people like it's been debated about whether or not Beck deserved it or not, or did he deserve Best Rock Album because he's a more mellow album. And of course, the fact that Beyonce lost, in many people's eyes, Beyonce should have won. A lot of people thought she was going to win, or Sam Smith, but I think a lot of people, even Sam Smith, admitted Beyonce could have won. But, and, you know, Kanye is a douche. He always will be a douche. You know, Kanye is Kanye. You know, even if Kanye bats things up with Taylor Swift and is reportedly making music with her, he still decided to act like an asshole and interrupt Beck and then diss him. You know, after the show, like, just popping up on stage for a second, then walking off, but didn't say anything. But then after the show, you say something. You know, Kanye needs to get slapped a little bit. His ego is inflated, as we all know. His ego is more inflated than Kim's boobs. Had to make that joke. Or ass, should I say. More inflated than her ass. There you go. Grammys Aftermath has everyone still have an opinion on the Kanye West thing. My opinion, he's always going to be a douchebag. I'm sorry. You think he's changed because he's got a kid and all? He's still an egotistical douchebag. So there you go. Beck didn't deserve that. Yes, it made people's eyes. Beck was a big surprise winning it, but he didn't deserve to get dissed. You know, it's a Grammy committee. Not Beck's fault. It's not my fault. Alright, let's end with Trainwrecked. I've heard about this movie for months. A movie with one of my favorite comedians, Amy Schumer, making a big screen debut, produced by Judd Apatow. I've been hearing about this movie for months, and now it's finally coming out this July. The trailer came out today. A green trailer, and more specifically, the Red Band trailer. And it looks pretty funny. I've seen Amy Schumer stand up. I'm a big fan of her show, Anti-Amy Schumer. So I'm looking for more gross humor, and the trailer showed it. And I'm a wrestling fan too. Jon Cena's in it. And love and hate Jon Cena. It's going to be weird to see if little kids are going to go see it. To see Jon Cena in a sex scene. I was like, wow. TVPG my ass. It was kind of interesting to see Cena. I knew Cena was going to be in this movie, but I didn't know he was going to be in a sex scene with Amy Schumer. I bet that Jon Cena was like texting Dolph Ziggler. So how is Amy like in bed? Because Amy Schumer has dated Dolph Ziggler, another wrestler. But wait a minute. I'm talking about, this is entertainment news, not sports entertainment news. That's attack sports. This is, what's going to attack like? But fun trailer for Trainwrecked. Can't wait to see it. I am definitely going to see that movie. Very watching comedy. Bill Hader's in it. The premise is like Amy Schumer. It's kind of like watching Broad City in Girls, but it's a movie. About a girl who never grows up, that always wants to be single forever, just keeps fucking random guys, but then falls in love with somebody who's Bill Hader. And LeBron James is in it too. It's kind of interesting. LeBron James is in it, so is Jon Stewart. So some sports fans will like it, and comedic fans will like it, because it's Judd Apatow producing it, and Amy Schumer's in it. Can't wait to see that movie coming out in July. So there you go. That is it for the Atakline for today. Thank you very much for watching. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the news from Zach. See you later. Yeah.